When the Berliet T100 debuted at the Paris Motor Show in 1957, it was so massive that organizers had to construct a special pavilion. The truck simply couldn't fit inside the main hall. At 103 tons, this French-built colossus was designed for the harshest jobs imaginable, from hauling heavy equipment across the Sahara Desert to serving at remote uranium mining sites. Powering the T100 was a monstrous 29.6-liter Cummins V12 engine capable of producing up to 700 horsepower. But handling such a beast wasn't easy. Steering alone was so demanding that engineers added a separate Panhard motor just to control the steering system. This was a truck that didn't just move cargo, it wrestled with the environment itself. In 1962, engineers experimented by fitting one T100 with a gas turbine engine, but the idea was quickly abandoned after fuel consumption proved wildly impractical. In the end, only 4 units were ever built, making the T100 a true rarity. Today, one survives in a French museum, standing as a monument to audacious engineering and industrial ambition. The name Foolish Pleasure might sound playful, but this truck is pure power wrapped in style. At first glance, it looks like a spotless Kenworth W900, shining in a clean white finish. But beneath that polished exterior lies a monster built to thrill and terrify. Under the hood is a Caterpillar 3406E engine, tuned for performance and capable of unleashing astonishing power. In standard mode, Foolish Pleasure produces a respectable 700 horsepower, already enough to make most rigs seem tame. But switch it into race mode, and the engine transforms into a fire-breathing beast. Dynos struggle to measure the surge of power as tires scream, exhaust stacks erupt with fire and smoke, and the crowd erupts in cheers. This truck isn't built for hauling freight. Its true stage is the drag strip, where it competes in uphill races across the United States, both with and without a trailer. Everywhere it goes, it leaves fans awestruck, and perhaps gives a few environmentalists something to frown about. For its fans, though, Foolish Pleasure is the definition of diesel-fueled excitement. Meet Big Pete, the heavyweight champion of the monster truck world. Tipping the scales at a massive 7.5 tons, it's nearly twice as heavy as most of its rivals. Measuring 5.5 meters long and 4 meters wide, this mechanical giant is closer in size to a small house than a typical truck. Built on the frame of a Peterbilt 359, Big Pete holds the distinction of being the world's first semi-truck monster truck, even featuring a detachable trailer for added spectacle. Under its aluminum hood sits a 7.4-liter Chevrolet V8 engine, but the real marvel lies in its military-grade transmission, capable of driving 4 separate axles. Unlike most modern monster trucks, Big Pete still uses leaf spring suspension, though its extreme weight requires the springs to be replaced twice a year. When Big Pete enters the arena, its sheer mass makes the earth tremble. As it crushes cars and launches into jumps, fans often joke that it isn't just a truck, it's a mobile seismic event that leaves crowds both shaken and amazed. When an oil tycoon builds an off-roader, you can be sure it won't be ordinary. Enter the Dabian, a monstrous 10-wheeled machine that looks more like a rolling fortress than a vehicle. Created by Sheikh Hamad bin Hamdan Al Nahyan, famously known as the Rainbow Sheikh and the world's biggest car collector, this off-road giant began as a military-grade Oshkosh truck. To it, he added a Jeep Wrangler cabin, creating what is arguably the most outrageous off-roader ever built. Weighing a colossal 24 tons, the Dabian is powered by a 15.2-liter Caterpillar diesel engine producing 600 horsepower, an engine type normally reserved for bulldozers. Despite its bulk, it glides over desert sands with ease, turning heads and drawing cameras wherever it goes. Sure, critics mention poor visibility and questionable practicality, but practicality isn't the point. For the Rainbow Sheikh, vehicles like the Dabian are proof that every wild automotive dream can be brought to life. When Swedish tuning legend Sven-Erik Svempa Bergendahl set out to build a truck of the future, he created something that stunned both engineers and fans alike. The result was Chimera, a machine that isn't just a showpiece but a high-performance powerhouse. This futuristic truck can rocket from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 4.6 seconds, putting it in direct competition with some of the world's most respected sports cars. At the heart of Chimera lies a Scania V8 engine, fitted with 6 turbochargers to unleash a staggering 1,460 horsepower. The engine itself looks like a chrome-plated space reactor, so meticulously designed and polished that it feels almost criminal to keep it hidden beneath the hood. Many would argue it belongs in a museum as much as on the racetrack. Chimera made its track debut with Teresa Wendell behind the wheel, one of the few female test drivers in the heavy truck world. Her presence behind the controls added yet another unique touch to a build already overflowing with innovation and imagination. At the edge of the runway, a machine roars to life, spitting fire and shaking the ground. This is Shockwave, a heavily modified Peterbilt 359 unlike anything else on wheels. Fitted with 3 Westinghouse jet engines, it's not a plane, not a race car, but a semi-truck capable of hitting 605 km per hour, 376 miles per hour. With an astonishing 36,000 horsepower, Shockwave's only real competition was aerodynamics itself. It could cover 402 meters in just 6.63 seconds, setting a speed record that still stands today. Watching it blast down the strip, outpacing even light aircraft, was nothing short of surreal. In 2022, tragedy struck when driver Chris Darnell lost his life in an accident, but the legend of Shockwave continues. Its successor, the Super Shockwave, built from a 1957 Chevy, now carries the torch, reminding us that the only limits to speed and innovation are the ones we set in our own minds. The Wicked Intent Semi doesn't just travel down the road, it makes an entrance worthy of a movie scene. With its dark paint, menacing spikes, heavy chains, gothic accents, and massive mud flaps, this custom-built truck looks like it rolled straight out of a Mad Max film. Every detail, from the tinted windows to the sharp design elements, projects raw attitude and dominance. But this beast isn't only about appearances. Beneath the sinister exterior lies a finely tuned engine that delivers both power and precision, growling with anticipation every time it fires up. When Wicked Intent prowls through Philadelphia, it turns highways into stages and commands attention at every corner. This machine is more than just transportation, it's a moving work of art, blending performance, style, and imagination into one unforgettable ride. The Wicked Intent Semi isn't built to blend in, it's built to stop traffic and leave a lasting impression. The roar of engines, the smell of burning rubber, and a crowd on fire with excitement, Bullitt's burnout at Brashernick's 2021 was nothing short of legendary. This monster machine took to the pad and instantly had fans on the edge of their seats. With unbelievable precision and raw horsepower, Bullitt tore through the burnout pit, filling the sky with thick smoke and leaving tire marks that told the story of pure adrenaline. What sets Bullitt apart is not just its insane power, but the way it handles the chaos with control. Every rev, every spin, and every second of smoke showed why this beast is a true icon in the burnout world. The energy was electric, the atmosphere was unmatched, and the performance proved why Brashernick's continues to be one of the wildest automotive events around. For fans of high-octane action, this isn't just a burnout, it's a reminder of what passion, power, and performance look like when unleashed. Bullitt didn't just perform, it dominated, turning Brashernick's 2021 into an unforgettable moment in burnout history. Meet the Scania R999 Red Pearl, a stunning creation by Swedish designer Sven-Erik Svempa Bergendahl. What began as an ordinary Scania T500 was transformed into a jaw-dropping masterpiece after 5,000 hours of meticulous work. The result is a one-of-a-kind convertible show truck that seems built for summer parades, not hauling cargo. The exterior alone is pure artistry. Its body is finished in a triple-layer paint job, a silver base, a deep red midcoat, and a glossy clear coat that makes it shine like a gemstone. But the Red Pearl is more than just looks. Under its sleek hood sits a 16-liter V8 engine with twin turbos, producing around 1,000 horsepower. This heavyweight convertible can rocket from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 5 seconds, putting it firmly in sports car territory. Sure, it's completely impractical as a truck, but that's not the point. The Red Pearl is proof that sometimes vehicles exist not for utility, but simply to be drop-dead gorgeous. On the runway, a machine roars to life with flames shooting from its exhaust, sounding more like a fighter jet than a truck. This is Shockwave, a heavily modified Peterbilt 359 fitted with 3 Westinghouse jet engines. Neither a plane nor a race car, it's a semi-truck capable of reaching 605 kilometers per hour, 376 miles per hour, a speed that defies imagination. With a staggering 36,000 horsepower, Shockwave doesn't compete against other trucks. Its true rival is aerodynamics itself. It set an incredible record by blasting through 402 meters in just 6.63 seconds, a feat that still stands today. Watching it thunder down the strip, outpacing even light aircraft, was a sight few could ever forget. Tragedy struck in 2022 when driver Chris Darnell lost his life in a crash, bringing an end to an era. Yet the legend of Shockwave continues through its successor, the Super Shockwave, built from a 1956